Southgate turned up up in London, 6 p.m. every night. Yeah, no, that night ticket. And then big game of Oxted. Southgate Oxted up and I think it's and this French game is Germany will
secure a top six spot for the second phase of the season and ensure their promotion into that illustrious group. The game is pushing back 6 o'clock and we'll be announcing the team sheets and going through all the details very shortly. But for now, stay tuned and we'll be back with you very shortly.
The hallucinogens are drugs whose primary effect is on the mind, so they are frequently called psychedelic.
welcome to Trent Park for this evening's Premier Division game between Southgate and Oxted, and a very warm welcome to all the players, coaches, and supporters from Oxted Hockey Club. We're thrilled to have you here for what's set to be a fantastic game of hockey between two sides vying for a top six spot come the spring. We'll be announcing the team sheets very shortly, but just to let you know that if you're feeling peckish, there is some fantastic Indian cuisine served just outside the main doors of the hockey centre. It will be open throughout the game, serving fresh Indian food from Patna, Punjab. There's also all sorts of treats and delights served at the bar by Damiano and his team. At half-time, there will be the presidential free port and cheese that's available for everyone, Oxford and Southgate supporters alike. So you just head inside to take advantage of that. We'll be pushing back at 6 o'clock. It's about 20 minutes time. So enjoy the refreshments and we'll get going very soon. Yeah, we'll get them. Need them to go now.
No, no, no. Oh, yeah, just like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So you're going to position yourself there again. And you go back. Basically, make sure nobody watches on the stairs during the game. Yes. But that's not fun. I mean, someone shoots me, but it's on the back. Definitely take the great six. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. There's 1, 2, 4, 21 against. So,
music is blaring from DJ Wayne here at Trent Park Hockey Centre. It's the 4th of November and we are now just 15 minutes away from pushback at today's Premier Division encounter between Southgate and Oxted. A chance for us to go through the team sheets, the runners and riders from Southgate and Oxted who are taking to the pitch this evening. There's a bit of drizzle in the air, there's been a lot of heavy rain today, but it's just calming down a bit now and there's some clear skies here on a dark November night up near Enfield. So Southgate Hockey Centre you can find just at the top of the Piccadilly line, and a short walk down Snakes Lane will take you to the halcyon turf of Southgate. Centre opened in 1998 and has been playing host to fantastic hockey since then, although for the last 9 years Southgate found themselves in Division 1, so the second tier of English hockey, and last year they secured their promotion back to the top flight under their coach Quan Brown. So Quan and his team, you can see in your shot there, just warming up. Their assistant coach, well, back to us, that's Dilek Gilks. He's been away in India with his family and will be returning tonight, hoping that the team can continue the winning form that led them to their back-to-back wins against Reading and Nottingham University the weekend before last, before coming out the wrong side of a fixture away at Wimbledon last weekend. Over to Oxted. Oxted have had another strong start. They sit in 7th place in the table. Possibly their most surprising result could have been against Holcombe, where they took to the field away in Kent and ended up coming out 1-0 losers. But given the form that Holcombe have shown, particularly at home, Southgate themselves conceding a fair few goals. Southgate lost 5-2 on the 23rd of September. Oxted only let in the 1 goal, but they've been firing on cylinders since then with some very fine results, including a brilliant win against Hampstead and Westminster. So the Oxted players line up as follows. In goal for them, number 1, Dom Dixon. Number 5, Lucas Ward. Number 2, Owen Williamson. Number 7, Rob Mugridge. Number 8, Matthew Crookshanks. Number 9, Thomas Rhodes Young. Number 11, Nick Giles. That's their player coach. Number 12, Chris Webster. Number 18 is Jamie Batten. Number 20, Adam Miller. Number 22, Charlie Axford. Number 25, Oliver Bennett. Number 26, Isaac Dale. Number 45, Nick Page. And a late addition to the team sheet, number 4, Matt Terry. Oxted, as I said, are coached by Nick Giles, and their manager is Wayne Bennett. As the umpires just blow for the 10-minute time, go through the Southgate side. In goal is number 20, Alan Dick, returning to Premier Division hockey after an absence, well, of quite some years, with their frontline keeper Anton van Logerenberg away on international duty in South Africa, getting his team ready, he hopes, for an Olympic challenge. It's left Quan Brown short of keepers as he had to go through his address book, and Southgate's former Women's Ones coach has returned for a one-off special, so it's a big return performance for number 20, Alan Dick. And he's joined by number 3, Jack Middleton, number 5, Rob Gill, number 6, Ian Gordon, number 7, Quan Brown, number 8, Dan West, number 10 is the captain, John Stellini, number 11, Matthew Ramshaw, number 13, Sam Patterson, number 14, Curran Soffert, number 16, Richmond Lum, number 17, Simon Walker, number 18, Will Calnan, number 22, Rohan Bowie, number 23, Charles Hamilton, number 24, Archie Foster, and number 4, Sam Wyson. Umpires today are David Monga and Johnny Downer, and the match official is Yvonne McCartney. Southgate, they're coached, as I said, by Quan, and Quan is assisted by Hugh Stevens and Dilek Gilks, and their manager today is David Stevens, who is assisted by Simon Parker. So this game's going to be pushing back in just under 10 minutes' time. It's a heaving balcony here at Southgate, their famous balcony, which directly overlooks the pitch. Is now a throng of Oxted, who seem to be gathering to my left-hand side, and the Southgate ranks to my right. We're expecting this to be quite a feisty game between two teams who are going to be working ever so hard to make sure that they secure their place in that all-important top 6 spot. It means for the second half of the season, phase 2, they will play games against the 5 top teams, as opposed to playing the 5 bottom teams, who will be all fending off relegation. So it really is a game that counts tonight. We say it a bit too glibly sometimes as a crunch game, a crucial game, but both of those adjectives describe this one tonight. We'll be getting going very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We're coming to you live from Southgate Hockey Centre.
We're just 5 minutes away now from pushback here at Trent Park Hockey Centre. Oxted players are just heading out now. Southgate players continuing their warm-up. We're going to take a moment, firstly, to welcome once again all the players, support staff, and supporters who have made the journey to Trent Park this evening. It's great to have you with us. We wish you a fantastic evening with us. We're going to go through both teams now, starting with the Oxted players. They line up as follows. In goal, number 1, Dom Dixon. Number 2, Owen Williamson. Number 5, Lucas Ward. Number 7, Rob Mugridge. Number 8, Matthew Crookshanks. Number 9, Thomas Rhodes Young. Number 11, their player coach Nick Giles. Number 12, Chris Webster. Number 17, Tom Finnegan. Their captain, number 18, Jamie Batten. Number 20, Adam Miller. Number 22, Charlie Axford. Number 25, Oliver Bennett. Number 26, Isaac Dale. Number 45, Nick Page. And a late addition, at least to the programme, is number 4, Matt Terry. So Matt Terry won't be found in your programme, but he will be found on the pitch. Over to the Southgate players. We start with a very exciting returning face. Number 20, the goalkeeper, Alan Dick. His first appearance at Southgate for nearly a decade. A popular figure who has returned to fill the ranks. And we look forward to welcoming Alan with a big cheer when he takes to the field here at Southgate for the first time since 2017. He's joined by number 3, Jack Middleton, number 5, Robbie Gill, number 7, Quan Brown, number 4, Sam Wyson, number 8, Dan West, number 10, John Stellini, their captain, number 11, the Ram, Matthew Ramshaw, number 13 is Sam Patterson, number 14, the Magician, Curran Suffet, number 16 is Hugh Lum, Richmond Lum, number 17 is the Nosebleed, Simon Walker, number 19, Will Calnan, number 22, Rowan Murray, number 23, Charles P.C. Hamilton, and number 24, Archie the Shed Foster. They're coached by Quan Brown. He's assisted by Hugh Stevens and Dilek Gilks. And the managers this evening, David Stevens and Simon Parker. Our umpires, we welcome and give our thanks. They are David Munger and Johnny Downer, with the match official today, Yvonne McCartney. We're also very fortunate with our Paw Patrol tonight, a very special part of the Paw Patrol who will be running the lines. And we thank George McMahon, Charlie Blomquist, Luca Behrens, and with his first goal for the men's twos this afternoon, getting back onto the sidelines, into the action, we've got Guy Garner. So, ladies and gentlemen, we prepare to welcome our players to the pitch. But before that, a big round of applause. Get ready, folks, for our umpires and then the Paw Patrol. But they're just waiting for Neil Pryor, club treasurer, to light the flares and get proceedings off to a fiery start. So warm welcome please to our umpires and ball patrol as the red Southgate smoke flies back into the face. And then give a warm Southgate welcome to our teams, Southgate and Oxted!
So as the flares, the red Southgate flare blazons out up into the faces of the supporters here. Both teams now line up. Umpires, Munger and Downey in the middle. Oxted in their white shirts and blue shorts to the left. Southgate in the red shirts and black shorts, red socks. Just going, clapping hands, preparing for the game. It's a fantastic atmosphere here this evening. Players from Southgate's many teams have returned to cheer on their top team, top men's team. And we hear that the women's team, who have been playing away in the National League Division 1 South League, have literally just this minute come home with a 4-1 win against Wimbledon. So congratulations to them, as now both teams line up for their pre-match huddles. There's a real tension to this game. It's been featured and spoken about in the hockey press as a game to watch. And you can sense from just speaking to the players beforehand a real excitement, but also a nervousness going into this one. It could have a big impact, certainly, you know, playing the top teams without the threat of relegation. Probably infinitely preferable than going into the second half with the threat of demotion back to the division that both teams spent many years fighting to get hard out of. That's Division 1 South. Only one team goes up into that league, but two teams go down from the Premier Division, one into the north and one into the south. So it's all to play for here as the players now get ready. Oxted already on their marks. Southgate now getting ready to join them. And that's Alan Dick there, just now out of shot, but that's the Southgate keeper. Big nerves for him, big excitement too. It is a huge game to come back into for the first time, and his family have made the journey here to Southgate to cheer him on. So it will be Curran Soffit there on the ball. Dan West with his back to him. It will be Soffit to get the game underway here. And the whistle blows, the ball moves, and Soffit passes to Brown, who immediately aerials the ball long and high, challenging the Oxted defence, who bring that ball down well. Ball now with Oxted. Off for the Oxted sideline hit, and it's transferred around the back. Ball finds Oliver Bennett there, who passes it back to his teammate, and a lovely little dink over. Bennett now driving the line, Soffit in hard. And a strong challenge, just deemed to be worthy of a foul. Tom Finnegan now picking up the ball for Oxted, transferring it round and back. Back to Finnegan. Finnegan chooses to go into the middle. That was Nick Page. Now passing out onto the left-hand channel. Lovely little cut back that. Oxted now challenging, and he makes it through. Can't quite work out the player there. Ball comes back to the fullback. And that turn of pace left Dan West on his heels and on the ground as Oxted now drive into the Southgate 25. Picked up by Bowie. That's Southgate's new GB international, who came down, joining us from Beeston. It's a huge impact into the side, Rohan, and he had his first games playing for England this week in some uncapped friendlies at Bisham Abbey before heading back to Nottingham for a quick respite with the family before returning early this morning. So Rohan there starting in the screen with Jack Middleton, Southgate's number 3. But for now the ball back with the Oxted defenders. Oh, strong ball there, but picked up by Archie Foster. Yes, blown up I think there. Oliver Bennett now, driving forwards. Bennett across, first ball into the D, but picked up brilliantly by the boss man himself, Quan Brown. So an interesting start this. Both teams just getting the size of each other. There'll be a few nerves out there. But there's the captain, John Stellini, showing some very fine hands. Finds Calnan, number 19, who fires the ball in, finds West, who pivots, he turns. Just kept off the ball there. Has got a devastating backhand, which got his first goal of the season against Cardiff and Met all the way back in September, and he was looking to try and unleash that again, but the Oxted defence were too good for him that occasion, and the ball rolls off for a 16-yard hit. A big slap there. Quan Brown, a bit too firm, even for him that one, as it heads off to the sidelines. Southgate players now all behind the ball apart from Calnan, who's staying up by the halfway line. Tom Finnegan already getting all over the place. It's an ex-Whitgift pupil, player that's been at Oxted since he was 10 years old. He's worked his way up through the club. He's now a mainstay for Oxted Hockey Club and already making a big impact here this evening. That's Kyron Soffert showing a huge strength as the crowd start. Bit of home crowd advantage there. Puts it forward, just hitting the foot, it looked like, of Owen Williamson. But possibly not seen, or possibly it was a stick. Tough job being a Premier League umpire at this level. Expected to see everything, David Monga there. Not met with appreciation from the Southgate ranks. But the ball finds Bennett, who again dinks down the line. Yes, Foster, I think, just going in, possibly with the shoulder there to Chris Webster. And that's a Nick Giles aerial. And deemed not 5 there. Smart thinking, though, from Webster. So Quan Brown now plays the aerial ball. Finds Bowie, the Southgate number 22. Slightly miscontrols, but he cuts it back. He's still going, Bowie. Amazing hands there. Can he get a shot off? Not quite. It's just really strong defending there in the deep by Oxted. Bowie's a really slippery customer. He's able to wriggle out. So you see Bowie's hands there. But some really good work there. But meanwhile, an aerial firing down. And that's Sam Wyson. Sam, they're just running past the dugout. So he's in fact just subbing off. So Sam's returning to the one setup for the first time this year. He was a main feature last year, but with the new signings brought in, he just found his place. Hard to secure, but he has worked incredibly hard in the men's twos under their new coach, Chris Pearce, and is earning his first cap of the season under Quan's setup here. So again with Bowie. Bowie in, finds Ramshaw. I think that probably, yes, hit Ramshaw just below the knee. And that's a battle there between Matt Terry and Charles Hamilton. Stellini there, really good, finds Hamilton. Hamilton now onto the baseline, a strong push from the Oxted player. Spoke earlier to the Southgate coach, Hugh Stevens, who did say that they expected this game to be slightly physical. Two strong teams both fighting hard. And the supporters think they know it. Ball finds Tom Finnegan. Finnegan drives hard. That's Richmond Lum there, the Southgate, number 16. Joined us last year, having been playing in Belgium, but he hails originally from New Zealand, and he takes that aerial down fantastically. He scored an absolutely first-class goal last week against Wimbledon from a similar position. Just getting the better there of Sam Patterson. As the ball goes from Thomas Roach-Young out to the left. Umpire's just calling a break to the action momentarily. The crowd quiet, expectant, waiting to see who is going to make the first break this impasse. So ball finds Bowie. Bowie cuts back. Well tackled by Nick Page, but it falls to Cellini, who does a fine reverse backhand to Ramshaw. It's now one-on-one. Ramshaw now cuts inside. He drives around, threads it through, but it's well picked off there in the deep. I think that's Finnegan again. Ramshaw looking dangerous. Again, he's been in the goals this season. Scored a sensational reverse stroke to start Southgate's ride back into the game against Wimbledon. They were 3-0 down within 10 minutes, and they managed to claw their way back to 2-3, thanks in part to a Ramshaw goal. They weren't quite able to drill home that advantage they found in the middle quarters. Wimbledon came back strongly to finish 5-2, meaning this game carries even more weight for Kwan and his team. It's an area ball out far to the left-hand side, slightly miscontrolled. Wyson there, back on and doing well. Simon Walker, and throwing that ball, and you really see Soffert's pace, although his trenchant defending show already from Oxted. Soffert now driving into the D. Southgate looking for a foot, pulling it back. Finds Charles Hamilton, slightly scuffed ball that. Southgate beginning to look dangerous, and Richmond Lum there just throwing it off. It's that pace that's really hard. Not many players have it, but Soffert's certainly one that does. Can be a real nightmare to defend against. A slightly misplaced aerial, but it does find its place. Adam Miller picks that ball up. He scraps his way up from the floor. Robbie Gill coming in, a ball flying up. Bit of mayhem there. Umpire Johnny Downer signalling it to fall Southgate's way. Walker back to Gill. Southgate number 5. As fireworks ignite in front of us. Bonfire night. Bonfire weekend, rather, accompanying this game. So Lum there turns it over. Oxted break. Lucas Ward on the ball there. Oxted regular Lucas Ward. Been with them for 5 years. And it says in my notes that in all those 5 years he's never had a date, which seems rather a shame for Lucas, but he may be able to impress the balcony, and it's a long night after the game. Southgate socials go on well into the night, so maybe he may be able to find a date to break that 5-year hiatus. But for now, back to the game, and the ball now onto Owen Williamson. He's crowded there by Jack Middleton. Now Dan West putting pressure onto Finnegan, who moves it nicely round, transfers it to his left, picked up by Southgate. Ball bouncing back and forth there. Ball to Miller. Miller to Williamson. Somehow finds his way through. Ball awarded to Southgate. Brown onto the ball. Head up. An aerial going high into space. Really well brought down by Middleton, who fires the ball in and across. And how did that over the outstretched stick of Daniel West? That's the best chance of the game to date. Really good, simple, direct play. And let's hope Southgate don't rue that chance. Let's have a watch of that back. That's the high aerial. Really nicely brought down by Middleton, who fires the ball across. Misses Dom Dixon's outstretched foot, and West just unable to find the touch. Possibly his view was slightly obscured. Now, Oxted pressing on into the Southgate half. On to Finnegan. That's a fine ball, but under pressure there. Soffit still on, getting all over the place. Now back to Quan Brown, who plays the ball from the sideline. And a corner awarded there to Oxted. The first penalty corner of the game. DJ Garner's music now can be heard accompanying this moment. So Thomas Rhodes-Young on the injection for Oxted. Looked like an absolutely brilliant save there from Alan Dick, called into action for the first time. Just watch that back. No, it's the stick save. The postman doing really well, but they're going to have to go all over again. So Charles Hamilton, the number one runner. Quan Brown to the right. Middleton on the post. Ball fires in. And a fantastic save by Dickens. Comes back for a shot, but it is put past the right-hand post. Southgate crowd appreciated that. So this really was a save for Alan Dick, going low and stretched with his right boot, and that will give him some confidence. To Gill. Gill out from the back. Finds Foster. Foster back to Gill. Under pressure now. To Brown. Brown to Wyson. Wyson on the ball. Moves it nicely. But a big collision there with Foster. Although the Southgate players refer to Foster as the shed, or also the fridge, I think, due to his muscling physique. And the Oxted player, I think, feeling the full force of that. But he's called into action again now, and that ball eludes him. Really nice 1-2 exchange there between Thomas Rhodes-Young and Matt Terry. Ball goes back to Southgate, though. Bowie leaves it for his teammate, Foster. On to Calnan. Calnan avoids that slip, puts it up to the top D. Ball's picked up. And that looked like a very strong challenge. West finding himself on the floor there. But umpire Mungan having none of that. Not seeing anything wrong with it as play goes on to some Southgate cheers. To have a look there. I think umpire called that one correct. So Ramshaw now putting the press on to Williamson. Fronting the cut. Ball down the left. Well cut off. Moves to Middleton. Ball just not held. It's a 50-50 game this at the moment. Oxted with those two penalty corners, but Southgate probably with the better open play chances. And you can can just sense that this game has got some time to run. We're nearing the end of the first quarter, so 3 quarters left. However, I feel a lot more drama as Bowie puts a great ball in there for Lum. Just finding the near post, sending it off for a long corner. Bowie on the ball. Bowie finds Ramshaw. Ramshaw, there's a strong interchange between Ramshaw and his Oxted opposite number. That's Tom Finnegan. Honours even there. Kwan works it round to Gill. Gill up, finds Weeson on the right, and Weeson transfers it back around. Southgate being patient here. Kwan into the middle channel, finds Kalnan. And that is the end, with umpire Munger's whistle blowing for the first quarter. A fascinating encounter. It's shaping up to be. Score Southgate 0, Oxted 0. As both teams head to the huddle, and we'll leave you to have a look at some of the highlights from that first quarter.
And at the end of the first quarter, the score is Southgate 0, Oxted 0. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that at half-time, please do head inside, where you will find some complimentary pork and cheese provided by our president, Mr. Dickie Beechnap. It's available to Oxted and Southgate supporters alike. In fact, anyone at all, even if you're a neutral. So do head in and enjoy that. But if you do stay outside, then we'll be delighted to entertain you with the infamous Corny and Barrow Crossbar Challenge in its 5th rollover week, where we'll be inviting some lucky contestants to the field aiming to hit the crossbar. And that will be taking place almost at the whistle at the half-time. So look forward to that, and remember the pork and cheese. And we'll now prepare for the second quarter of this game between Southgate and Oxted.
Because that's number 2. You're coming up on mic 2, not mic 1. Last time you were on mic 1, we switched it to mic 1. Maybe that's why the sound is a bit off. Oh mate, what are you done with that tune? What did you do with that? That was on the money.
Yeah. They give me a fruit, a sweet down here. All right, mate. Come down here. Okay.
And immediately, Oxted challenged the Southgate D, winning their 3rd penalty corner, the first of the second quarter. Charles Hamilton has done really well running these down this season, and Kwan will be pleased that he's on. Can Oxted learn from the previous 2 corners? First one went right and low, second one went left and low. Umpire calls time. Tom Finnegan on the injection. And Oxted lining up with 2 castles. It looks like Oliver Bennett on the right-hand castle. So, Finnegan injection to Bennett. Bennett flicks. And
found his way past the right-hand post. As Southgate looked to break, Calnan now driving really hard, showing off his pace as he drives, finds the D. Calnan now in, pulls it back. Off for a corner. Cries of it's only going one way from the Southgate massive. As ball forced to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Foster. Foster plays it, finds a foot. Ramshaw does an upright reverse. Back. And sends it past the left-hand post. That was creative from Ramshaw. Brings it down on the bounce and half volley. I think Dixon had it covered, but it was inventive. Ball to Patterson. Patterson fires the ball in. Not quite connecting with Charles Hamilton, the Southgate number 23. Oxted look to play it out now. Ball now in the far left-hand corner of the pitch. And the 16-yard hit awarded to Oxted. Ball up the left channel. Hard into the Southgate player. Ramshaw again picking the ball up inside his own half. Looking for options, chooses to run forward. Straight into a stick at Tom Finnegan, and Ramshaw again. Ramshaw almost somersaulting over the back of the former Loughborough player. So Foster now finds his coach, Quan Brown. Quan Brown unbelievably in his mid-40s, still playing almost full games in Premier League hockey. Absolutely extraordinary fitness that he's shown. He's in fantastic shape. A real legend of the sport. He finds Lum now. Lum controls that really well. And a big exchange. The players look at the umpires. The umpires say, we'll have a think about that. And they call time off. They're going to have a chat, maybe just to say, Southgate, calm it down, gentlemen. It looked like Munger was really looking at that, though, for a corner. And Calnan still having a chat now with Downey. Let's have a look at that again. Well, it doesn't look good. Let's have a long chat here. Time's still off. And a corner awarded. Was that a corner awarded? Now Owen Williamson speaking to Munger, and now Dom Dixon, and it's all happening here. Looks like the Southgate players are going forward. It looks like it's a corner, and it's Southgate's first penalty corner of the game. Crowd expectant. So Foster, number 24, scored the first goal of the season against Cardiff and Met back in September. Looks like he's in position top Castle, but Ramshaw also has flicked. It looks like he'll be on the near side Castle. Calnan on the injection. Brown and Stellini on the trap. Hamilton to your right and Lum to the left. Calnan crouches, injects, and the ball finds Ramshaw, who raises his arms to the balcony. Southgate with that all-important first goal. Southgate 1, Oxted 0. And the goal for Southgate, number 11, Matthew Ramshaw. Southgate 1, Oxted 0. Oxted immediately coming straight back at Southgate. Well kept out by the Southgate defence. Ramshaw, often known as a big game player, and he's showing all his feisty spirit tonight, and that was a fantastic flick from him. Southgate turn it over to Middleton, Middleton to Patterson, Patterson to Bowie, bouncing back to Simon Walker, Simon Walker back to Bowie. It's a good phase this from Southgate. And Jack Middleton finding the back of the net there with an awesome tomahawk, leaving Dom Dixon with no chance at all. Really strong that from Southgate. A hard hit from Bowie, well controlled, brought down, just beating Dixon on his near post. Southgate 2 goals in quick succession. 2 and Oxted 0. A goal for Jack Middleton, Southgate's number.
The score of Southgate 2, Oxted 0.
Really important now that Oxted just hold a bit of possession, calm things down, get some control back into this game. 2 goals, nothing in hockey. But it will give Southgate a big advantage and a bit more confidence now as the ball finds Crookshanks. Downey signals it to Southgate. Southgate. Middleton, the goal scorer, finds Bowie, who gave him that assist. Soffit now on the left-hand side. Puts it into the near post. A flying exchange. Players falling all over the place there. It's Dan West again. Looks like he's spending more time on the deck this evening than on his feet. Just shows the commitment on display from players on both sides. That's Middleton now passing it back to Brown. Brown again looks for the aerial ball, finds Patterson, sends it in, but that was always going past the far post. Patterson, player that joined Southgate this year from Holcombe, and after a couple of early games playing for the men's twos, found himself back playing in the screen for Kwan and his team. Has been a strong presence since then. So much competition at the club at the moment for places. And lots of interchange between the teams, players having to really fight for their place. Such as the competitive regime that Kwan runs. Now here we go, Oxted fly that ball in, and that was an absolutely awesome sequence of play and a brilliant deflection there from Oxted player, who immediately find their way back into the game. Let's have a look at that again. A really hard slap, finds its way through everyone and onto the stick of Rob Muggeridge. And that's a goal for Oxted, number 7, Rob Muggeridge. The score, Southgate 2, Oxted 1. This really is shaping up to be a thriller of a game. Now back in the Southgate D. Ball with Calnan. Calnan turns, shoots. And a corner awarded. Barely time to catch our breath here at Trent Park. End-to-end stuff. That's Soffit. Soffit finding his teammate Calnan. Calnan turns, a bit of a push there. And a corner rightly awarded by umpire Munger. So Southgate's second corner of the game now. So with Ramshaw off, Foster's now moving to the near side Castle. And Jack Middleton, the scorer of the second goal, lining up behind Daniel West. Brown to the left. And the captain, John Stellini, just to the right-hand corner of your screen, watching proceedings. Calnan again to inject. And that's blown from umpire Downey at the halfway line. Is he saying that those Oxted players broke before. Yeah, looks like they're sending somebody back. Bit of a discussion. No one's going back. They stay as they are. They're just going to send Will Calden, the injector, back. That's who was sent back. He injected first. Middleton takes it. Ramshaw fires it. And Jack Middleton, with his brace, picks up the rebound ball. The crowd go wild. And Southgate, in a flurry of goals, make it 3-1. Foster, the flick, a really good save from Dixon, but it fell perfectly onto the stick of Jack Middleton, who holds his arms wide. Southgate 3, Oxted 1, with 5 minutes still left to play in this second quarter. And a goal for number 3, Jack Middleton. The score, Southgate 3, Oxted 1. And already Oxted on the rampage again. The frenzy of this game is really quite something. An aerial from Thomas Rhodes-Young. Finds Nick Giles. Nick Giles puts it across. Ball is picked up by Robbie Gill. Robbie Gill plays it for safety and out. Real pressure now from Oxted. The ball, Nick Page passing it around. Finding Owen Williamson on the left. Ball now with Charlie Axford. Charlie in his first season at Oxted. Nottingham University graduate with a Masters in Marketing. But he's certainly plying his wares tonight for Oxted. Oxted choose to play it round the back, transfer that ball. Finnegan now in the full-back position, passing it left. A big aerial now, really good one, finding Oliver Bennett. Only 15, Bennett, under 16's captain. And a brilliant save there from Alan Dick, who collided hard with the post. Let's look at that one again. Bennett putting the ball and a really brave deflection there from Rhodes-Young. The score here, Southgate 3, Oxted 1, but Oxted really now pressing hard, trying to work their way back into the advantage. That's Nick Page now. Another brilliant save from Alan Dick, and the ball is bouncing around and he's kept it out. Really strong this from Oxted. Ball onto the reverse, and look at that left-hand glove save. They'll be disappointed that didn't quite find the back of the net. Ball now with Ramshaw. And it's pushed over. And I think that's, Nick Giles blown up. Slight shove. Giles is debating that, but I think pretty clear. Ball now with Brown. Brown to Rob Gill. Rob Gill, a Southgate player who has played in every single team in the adult section of the club. Worked his way from the lowest team, called the Tankards when he played for it. Has worked his way to become a mainstay as Quan Brown's co-fullback. But here, Oxted come again, back with Giles. Succession of stick challenges. Really good defending in the deep from Southgate. Oxted looking really dangerous at the moment. This has been a brilliant quarter of hockey that the crowd here have been treated to. The crowd now lining pitch side as well as the balcony. A huge aerial. More fireworks in the background, but the real fireworks seem to be on the pitch. Ball played hard up the line, intercepted by Patterson, who bounces the ball back. Rog Mugridge, the Oxted goal scorer there. But Bowie now puts the ball back into the D. Ramshaw goes first time. Looking for his own brace and just misses the left-hand post. He had the keeper beaten there. He's looking incredibly dangerous, Ramshaw, but still the play goes on. And Soffert finding the near side post there. Now ball with Patterson. Patterson to Stellini. Stellini. Stellini still battling for the ball. Downey awards it to Oxted. Just seconds left now of this quarter. Can Southgate maintain their advantage? Ball played into the screen. Strong challenge there from Patterson. It really is the physical game that was promised here. And the ball there finds the Oxted player with the helpfully bright orange shoes. However, until he turns around, I can't quite dictate the number on his back, but I think he's showing a rather dashing. Oh, he is. Adam Miller there with the orange shoes. Cutting a dash here in this November night, Trent Park Hockey Centre. Good pressure that from Southgate, but they managed to release the ball. Oxted, a battle down on the far left-hand corner of the pitch. Can they get it in? The ball, yes. Just outside. Oxted say, surely that was inside, umpire. But umpire Downey says, no, that was outside, and you need to play a free hit. Ball now to Finnegan. Finnegan slaps it in. Quan Brown deflects, picks it up, releases it to Patterson. Patterson turns back on his heels. Finds Foster, who plays a reverse that finds his way through to Bowie, and now it's a 3-on-1 situation. Oh! Curran Soffert! It fired around like a pinball, but Soffert puts it away. A really great aerial from Foster set it up. A great save from the keeper Dixon, but it fell very kindly for Soffert, who bundles it home with alacrity. And Southgate now with a 3-goal advantage heading into the half-time whistle. Southgate 4, Oxted 1.
There, the number 14, Curran Soffert, Southgate 4, Oxted 1.
Can Oxted try and claw their way back into this game? They've had chances. Not this half, as umpire Munger blows his whistle. The players heading in for their half-time debriefs. One team significantly more happy, I suspect, than the other team. As we head to look at the highlights from that first half of action. The score, though, as we hit half-time, is Southgate 4, Oxted 1. And we'll be back with you just before the third quarter, as the crowd now will be delighted with the half-time entertainment from our crossbar challenge here at Southgate.
EPL, who's doing that? And half-time, the score Southgate 4, Oxted 1. As Quan Brown rushes underneath the balcony, we now prepare for the surely headline event of the evening. None other than the Corney and Barrow Crossbar Challenge. Head of fine one, Will Hardwell, captain of the men's sixes, with his whistle heads onto the bays. And King Bishop Laggett in support. And Southgate supporters, please put your hands together for Alan Dick there, the goalkeeper. Some fantastic saves from Mr. Dick. To have Alan with us. Well done, Alan. Keep it going. And BBL.
We are players. They try and round the
We invite four contestants onto the pitch, please, to take part in this evening's crossbar challenge, competing for
Jenny
the
Stevens!
finest Corny and Barrow wines.
Jenny and Stevens, Jenny Stevens, Jenny and Stevens. Four, okay, well then.
All three.
If you put them out. So please put your hands together to welcome our contestants this evening for the Corny and Barrow Crossbar Challenge. A warm welcome, please, everyone. Rather a lukewarm welcome, but never mind. So 3 contestants tonight heading forwards for their fates with destiny. So, first up for the hockey, Jenny Stevens. Be interested to see Jenny's tactics here. Will Hargreaves has played. Jenny goes, and it fell slightly short, that one. Might need a little bit more elevation for the second go. Now, Ella Duffy, the white hat there. Tactic is she's going to take a step back here. Standing start, she flicks, and again, just missing the crucial elevation there. Now, Aisling Reeves. Cheers from the crowd. She leans back, she fires high, and that's the pick of the bunch so far from Aisling. They have 2 more rounds now. Jenny Stevens. Umpire Will Hargrove signals. Jenny flicks, and again, that elevation still not quite finding the right trajectory there.
I love that Ashlyn's got to go and get her own stick.
Now,
I know.
Ella Duffy. The black stick.
Yeah,
Yellow handle. She's folded. That didn't quite go to plan there from Ella. Will they change their tactics? Aisling now. Good white handle there. That's very, that had everyone excited. Fired over the crossbar for the second time. She throws the stick out. She wasn't happy with that. Surely it wasn't the stick. Now, the final go here. A reminder, it's been 5 home games without a winner. There's a lot of wine to be won. Jenny, she goes in a different tactic, but again, it looked good, but it fell short.
I just know Ella's taking this so seriously.
So now, Ellen.
That's what I mean.
Pressure on with this final throw of the dice. Umpire Hargrave signals. And she goes high. And that had the crowd oohing and ahhing, but unfortunately for Ella. So interesting, it looks like Aisling may be trying a different stick. There's.
Come on, Jenny!
Well, on that note, 9 shots, 9 misses, and there's another. Oh, Jenny, oh no, you're breaking the rules. But I suppose He's the umpire and he's the one with the wine, so he says that is a miss again. Okay. So never mind. And oh no, that's the end. Oh, amazing! Massive cheers from the contestants. Will Harker is very happy. He's saved on the wine again. Join us next week for the next round of Accordion Battle Osman Challenge. So as we venture forward for the third quarter and the second half of this evening's fixture between Southgate and Oxted, some news has just hit the balcony is that the Southgate women's ones secured their first win of the season today against Wimbledon in a 3-1 victory. So we'd like to offer our congratulations to Ellie Robinson and Andy Richardson and their side as they move their way up the Division 1 South table. For now, we welcome the Oxted and Southgate players back to the field as we prepare for the third quarter of this game. Scores currently Southgate 4, Oxted 1.
And welcome back to Trent Park Hockey Centre. We're just moments away from the start of the second half. The music blares out. The crowd return from their half-time port and cheese, provided by Southgate's president, Dickie Beechner. Refreshed and replenished, Southgate players look to continue a stunning quarter of hockey with 5 goals in it. Really entertaining stuff. Oxted push back. That's Chris Webster with the ball, who pushed it back, finds his fullback. And that ball there played to the captain, Jamie Batten. Jamie in his second year as Oxted's first team captain. Again, an Oxted lifer who's been there, not quite a lifetime, but certainly 8 years. Batten's also head of hockey at Langley Park School in Beckenham. Hopefully some of his students will be watching his performance tonight and his team as they try and claw their way back into this, immediately putting a ball across but just not quite connecting with Charlie Axford. Again, Charlie in his first season at the club. Ball with Brown. Brown to Gill. Patiently working it round. Brown just drops the shoulder, calmly fizzes it forward. Finds West, Southgate's number 8, plays it up the line to Charles Hamilton. This is a really well-worked move now. Ball straight across. Middleton looking for his hat-trick. Middleton, a screen player, not always in the goals to this extent. And he wasn't far away from just putting that one away. That was a lovely move from Southgate. Really simply moving it up, quickly up the pitch. Now the ball's with Wyson. Brown flicking it forward, finds Hamilton, controls it, brings it down. Southgate free here toward it. right along the baseline there. So Hamilton sends himself back towards the sideline, puts it in, ball bounces around, sent off for a long corner this time. That's Patterson. Hamilton miscontrolling that slightly. Not the easiest ball, that from Patterson. Big aerial now. That could have been dangerous. It was just Gill and the Oxted forward. But it goes harmlessly off the baseline. There's 26, Isaac Dale. And a corner awarded, and much remonstration from Oxted. Finnegan just trying to calm his teammates down. Real frustration showing now. Saying it was a push, I think, from umpire Downey. Just saying, calm it down, gentlemen. And decision reversed, and it is a 16-yard hit out, and everyone gets on with the game. Ball. Finnegan up the line, looking for the overlap. Oxted hits. That's Mugridge passing the ball back to his teammate. Ball comes back to Mugridge. And out to Nick Page. Page, current Irish international in his first year at the club. And well, it was a wonderful dive from Mugridge, fully committed. And the misplaced aerial from Brown hands it straight to an Oxted forward, but it's easily turned over by the Southgate defence, who counter now in numbers. It's a good reverse past that from West. Finds Calnan. Calnan pulls it back. Simon Walker in the unaccustomed position in the D, and manages to connect with the ball, but not brilliantly. But ball bounces back now to Middleton. Middleton, the Southgate player with the orange shoes, now turning around and just now looking to bring a bit of control now back into this. Ball has been firing up and down this pitch with alacrity as Brown, such a dominant figure for the team, both on the pitch as a player, but also as the inspirational coach that got the team promoted out of Division 1 South last year. Ball now to Middleton. Middleton playing it up the line to Simon Walker. Simon Walker just pulling it back under pressure from the Oxted players. Really nice work from Middleton, who's having a stormer of a game. And not quite kept on there by Walker, who's now racing back. Umpire Downey just asking the Oxted players to move that ball back a little bit deeper. A bounce ball pushed forward, trying to connect with Nick Giles. So Nick's their Oxted player coach. So two player coaches on this display. Kwan in the red, Nick on the left, just losing his footing there. So Giles is an ex-England under-21s. Another head of hockey, so Trinity School in Croydon. A big shout out to all the pupils and students there. And Giles is a real trove of experience with clubs. He's played for Formby and Brooklands, Hampstead and Westminster and Chiswick before finding his place at Oxted. And he'll be really hoping that his team can just pull out of the doldrums here. A really strong driving run there from Charlie Axford. Be really easy now for Southgate to lose the intensity that they brought to that second quarter, as Oxted continue to just probe and press. Owen Williamson looking for that slap pass into the deep, but it bounces back. A collision there between West and his opposite number. Ball bounces back to Mugridge. Really strong players from Oxted, strong strength-wise. And a really good aerial ball connecting, hit out to Dick. Alan Dick straight out. Another strong save from Alan Dick. Let's have a look at that again. It's a really good vision to pick that player out perfectly in space. Brings it sharply down. That's Matthew Cruikshanks. Cruikshanks, an ex-Irish international. Been at Oxford for the last 4 years. So a team really that have been playing together for a while now. And you can see in the way that they exchange the ball between them that they've got a good understanding. And despite 4-1 scoreline, as we said, there have been chances. And hard to pick either side as being obviously stronger than the other. And it will just be interesting to see if they can just claw their way back in here. Ball played in from the screen. Bounced around, Adam Miller. Never scored a goal for Oxted. Once, it says here. It says, in fact, my notes say he ready. Moves outside of his own half, which I'm sure is very unfair because he looks very mobile tonight. See, dances his way back into his own quarters. His customary position in the rear flank. Giles now doing well there, Giles. Moving over into the help side. And now Oxted break. Southgate retreating in numbers. Shoulder to shoulder there. Neither player giving a quarter. A little exchange with umpire Munger. And now blow of the whistle. Some words exchanged. Bowie and Foster's getting involved. And it looks like Charlie Axford's involved there. And yes, now we're just getting on with the game. Ball out, finds Bennett. Bennett pushed in the back by Ramshaw. Fires the ball in on his reverse. But maybe not quite controlled. Oxted players cry out that there was a push, as do their supporters. And evidence of the video, they might have been right. But Southgate hold on to the ball. Now with Stellini. Stellini out. Finds the omnipresent Bowie. Bowie crashes a ball up. And it breaks free. Can Ramshaw pull it back in? Yes, he can. He's got two players in the D. He fires it in. And it just eludes Southgate's Archie Foster. Really good work again from Ramshaw. And they were in space there. There was a good chance. Patterson now brings the ball down. Puts it in. Fires. Bounces. Misses. Lums on it. It's all happening. But it's an Oxted ball. So back into the game. Intercepted ball again from Bowie. Cuts it back inside. Using those hands. He's fast becoming famous for here in Trent Park. And he's still on the ball. He's just having a little chat with the ball patrol, saying, can you give us a better ball than that? There we go. Thank you very much. Bowie looks for an aerial, but that's an aerial to no one. As it goes off the baseline. So about coming up to midway through this third quarter, a much more cagey affair than the one that preceded it, and that's a hard slap ball that could have gone anywhere, but it's just picked out by Cy Walker. Real frenzy with which the Oxted player Matt Terry approached that one, but it finds its way to John Stellini, the captain, who finds halfback Simon Walker. Simon Walker looking for options. Choose to back to Quan Brown. Brown out to Foster. Foster now on the left, passes the ball up the line, connects well with Patterson. Patterson beats his man, finds Bowie. Bowie into the D. It's a bit of a scrap for the ball and a corner. Suffolk winning that corner there. A backstick signalled. Finnegan again not happy with the decision, but it's not changing this time. And Southgate have a chance to press home this advantage that they've worked so hard for. DJ Wayne choosing some Star Wars music. Jaws, he points out. Music from Steven Spielberg's film with rippling tension. And a creature from the deep. But for now, the big beasts of Southgate's short corner routine come forward. Bowie, Lum, Brown. Ramshaw, though. And there was some exchanges, but umpire Munger at the halfway line says that helps out his colleague. And the right decision was reached. Yeah, collides with that number 1 runner. Well run down by Oxted, but they're going to have to do it again now. Ball falls to Ramshaw. Ramshaw, well saved there by Dixon, down on his haunches to his right. Yeah, good, strong kicker. Keeps Oxted in the contest. Bowie throwing some shapes there. Working the ball back to Kwan. Finds Walker, but Oxted now break and they charge. Real pace. Foster in a race there with Thomas Rhodes Young. Matching each other stride for stride. But the ball is now back with Southgate as Soffert charges directly into Adam Miller's path. Ball now with Oxted. Finnegan on the ball. He looks for an aerial threat as some leads. Yes, he spies his colleague running the right-hand channel, and he connects with him as he turns, drives into the D, pushes it back. Signals for a corner, and they've won it. They worked hard for that. Well deserved there from Oxted. Yeah, so Lum for Southgate did well, but the ball connected there with Sam Patterson in the 13 jersey. And having won a corner up the other end, Southgate are now on the receiving end as Alan Dick prepares to face the Oxted music between the Southgate sticks. Time's just been put off by umpire Munger. As Southgate just try and find their equipment. The usual routines can be broken behind the goalmouth as the equipment has left them all slightly bamboozled, but they're being given some generous time by the umpire to make sure that they're in the right protective equipment. To state the obvious, these balls come hard, they come fast, and it is a dangerous business. So the music comes off. Oxted again, the double castle. Time is back on. Ball comes out, flies in, and connects hard with the post or with something, but it didn't go in the back of the net, but it's still in play. The crowd suggesting that was a save, but I'm sure we'll get to see it again. Yeah, here, let's have a look at... Oh, I think that was a save onto the post. Alan Dick really earning his stripes. Amazing to come back into a game at this level and perform. But we're not done yet. Still a few more minutes of this quarter and 17.5 minutes of the final quarter to play. And Oxted still continue to work hard. Thomas Rhodes Young slapping the ball laterally, hard across onto the right. Finds Nick Page, who moves it up, but a ball turned over by Southgate. There's a lot of space on this pitch. They're currently playing in quite a congested area, both teams, but it's leaving acres of space if they can just work it out. Suggests that we could see plenty of goals coming in the final quarter. So here's that corner again. That's a brilliant save from Alan Dick. It went so quick, in real time we couldn't see it. That's the great joy of those replays. Simon Walker now bouncing out and down the right, connects with West. West pulls it out onto his reverse. But looking to find Hamilton, but he chose to continue and he's given it away. And now Chris Webster pulls, moves it back, really exploiting the right hand from Oxford perspective, Southgate's left. Ball now back with Oliver Bennett. He's having a good game, Bennett, who fires the ball into Brown, who picks it brilliantly, but Bennett still got it in the corner now. Neither team giving any quarter here. Bennett now. Bennett back to Page. Page just dinks it back to Crookshanks. And Crookshanks keep moving forward still. That's Page now on the right. It's missed opportunity that for Oxted. Now with Middleton. Middleton releases to Bowie. And it's turned over. Turnover after turnover for the last few minutes. That's a good driving run. Falls kindly though. And just eludes Charles Hamilton. Pushed out for an Oxted ball. That's Rhodes Young. Rhodes Young to the goal scorer Mugridge. Feels a little bit of time has passed since that Oxted goal brought them back into this contest. 2-1. Oliver Bennett really showing some class today. Look, that's absolutely fantastic. And what a goal for Oxted. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from the young 15-year-old. He's got quite some future. Have a look at that. Fantastic turn. Tilts it in past Brown. That's not easy to do. Puts it onto his forehand and slots it over into the far right netting. Brilliant stuff. Southgate 4, Oxted 2. And a stunning solo goal there from Oxted's number 25, Oliver Bennett. Brings Oxted back into the game. Southgate 4, Oxted 2 as we approach the final quarter. And just as both teams
go into their huddle, so reminder to all the spectators that at Southgate we have a most valuable player award.
It's a little bit embarrassing. I'll be honest.
And this is a balcony vote. So this is votes for Southgate players or Oxted players alike. And the winning players receive a bottle of very nice wine in the post-match reception. So my colleagues will be going up and down pitch side and across the balcony collecting your votes. So if you don't know the players' names, consult a match day program. They're either in your hands or in the bar. And looking at the Jenny Hammond and her team as they come up to collect your votes. So that is the Cornelius Narrow Most Valuable Player Award. Have a look, have a think, and give your answer to the team. The score, Southgate 4, Oxted 2.
Yeah, mate, it's all right there. It's all right there. What are you making Zara very simple? But like, hey, try to do it. Give Pixie the same opportunity. You know, it's cheese. Raffles. You're reading it.
So here we go, it's the final quarter of action. It's a chilly night at Southgate, but the spectators are showing no signs of heading anywhere. Just 2 goals separate the teams, 17 minutes to play. Absolutely anything can happen here. And Oxted immediately on the front foot. Axford passing it wide, sending a ball across long corner. To state the obvious, goals change games, and that goal at the stroke of the end of the third quarter has just put Southgate slightly on the back foot now. As Nick Page finds Williamson. Ball smacked hard into the D, connects with Calnan, who brilliantly just pulls it back there. Southgate have to make Oxted work now. It's their game to lose at this stage, and that's Middleton, who's already got 2 goals tonight. Finds Bowie. Bowie now driving, head up, puts it over, and it looks like it's going to be Middleton who's got space and time. He goes onto the reverse, and it looks like, yes, to the delight of the crowd, bar the Oxted supporters, who let out a bit of a groan behind me. Southgate win their first corner of the final quarter. So no goals for Southgate in the third quarter of this game. They'll be looking to right that wrong now. They had chances. Dixon there just talking to his defenders. Adam Miller being sent back. Yes, he's being sent back to the halfway line by his goalkeeper. Looks like Mugridge is going to be on the post. Finnegan on the left-hand side. Looks like he'll be running 2 with Giles, the number 1 runner. Batten, the captain's in there as well. Here we go. And that was Ramshaw's second goal. Let's have a look at that again. Ramshaw, big step. And Oxted postman could be a bit disappointed. They threw their mask down in frustration as Southgate extend their lead. Score Southgate 5, Oxted 2.
And the goal, number 11, Matthew Ramshaw to score Southgate 5, Oxted 2.
Could that be a deciding goal here in just the 3rd minute of the final quarter? Ramshaw's second of the game. Power just beating the Oxted players there. But Oxted still they come. They are not giving this up without a fight. Owen Williamson was just looking to tip that onto his, that's Charlie Axford, apologies, onto his reverse, and a shoulder-to-shoulder collision there. Soffert appeals to the umpire. There is signs that Oxted are just beginning to lose their patience now. They'll need to hold it together though. There's still time. Soffert now. Yeah, and that's a frustrated Adam Miller there being sent over for a sit down. Ball with Weeson to Gill to Kwan, and Brown pivots it back with Foster, drives it hard into Stellini. Stellini finds Middleton, who gets the foot just outside the circle. Middleton being encouraged to pull it back, find space. A big slap from Stellini into Soffert, who was unable to quite get the deflection. Ball now lodged deep in Oxted territory. Southgate pressing hard. Say it again, but there's a superb crowd, so thanks to all of those that have made their way to Trent Park, but also all of you watching. Hope you're enjoying the stream provided of this really superb contest, and that is a slightly wayward effort there from Nick Giles. He just apologises to everyone for nearly taking heads off, but heads are safe and the game continues, and Brown has the ball. Just slowly moving it forward. Pace of the game just come off a little bit from a Southgate side of things, as they're probably looking to try and see this out safely now. It's a big potential result for them, and they don't want to blow it. But with that, well defended, but that was a good opportunity for Lum, who tried to slap it in. Well defended. Ball with Stellini. Stellini, the captain. Another player who's really worked his way up through the club. And that was a lovely little move there. Stellini and Ramshaw. Soffit all connecting well. And yes, the cards are coming out. Now that's a second card now. As Rob Mugridge joins his colleague Adam Miller for a sit down. Oxted now down to 9 men. Can Southgate make the most of that? Ball now right on the baseline and off the baseline. Long corner. More fireworks. Trent Park ablaze. But it seems most of the fire's on the pitch. Really sharp turn from Patterson. He has been looking really good this evening, but he's lost it there. Curse of the commentator. Oxted break. He wasn't quite looking at that, but he's really racing hard, number 11. Weeson left for pace there, and Dick dives and lets it off. A driving run from Giles. Had the better of Weeson. Moved it. Stellini was there, and Dick saw it home and safe, but it shows how quickly a game can turn. Williamson to Finnegan. Back to Williamson. Slaps it through, looking for that lead from his forward, but it was too good. Not quite connecting with Chris Webster. Player of the season for Oxted in the 2019-2020 season, and a keen cricketer. He scored against Southgate 3 times previously, but he couldn't quite connect with that one. Prolific goal scorer Webster. He's managed to score 47 goals a few seasons ago, but he hasn't got on the scoring board tonight as Calnan at the other end tries to do so for his team. Ball bounces back to Oxted. Pressure from Bowie. Ball now with Foster. Foster to Brown. Brown chooses an aerial. He's got Bowie in space at the edge of the D. Bowie brings it down. Bowie possibly looking for the foot there, but he gets the corner. Stellini to Brown. Brown finds Patterson. Patterson loses it. Stellini slaps it to Bowie. Bowie flings it. It's picked up. There's a scrap. It's a big shoulder and someone's on the ground, and there's a save. And it's still with Southgate. A ball's fit. A brilliant save that from Dixon. A strong strike from Foster. Trenchant defending from Oxted. There we go. Page just losing it, allowing the shot from Foster, but really well saved that by Dixon. And now the other end, Oxted are breaking. The ball is with Charlie Axford. Brown picks it off to cheers from the crowd. It's now bouncing back the other side. Hard to keep up with this. The pace has picked up no end in the last few minutes. Soffit now on the ball. Passes it all the way over to Lum. Don't know how he picked him out there. Lum now pulls it in, sends it over across goal. And Munger blows his whistle. And this time Patterson is sent off from Southgate for his own sit down. So that's 3 cards now in the space of 5 minutes. And an Oxted player and a Southgate player sat down, and they're sitting quite far apart from each other at the moment. Probably wise. Page now trying to get the better of Brown. Brown forcing him wide. Page cutting, turning inside. He's got Calnan and Lum with a returning Soffit who really pushes hard and wins it. Soffit there almost telling umpire Downey what that decision should be, but Downey seemed to agree with him. Heading into the last 6-7 minutes now. Ball with Bowie. Bowie chooses a big old hit, and that's not a friendly pass, shall we say. But Lum was nearly there. So Finnegan again. Finnegan finds Giles. And the ball returns. Finnegan back again. He's got a few options. That's smart choice. Oxted driving forward in numbers. Again, just missing now those final connections. They've got to get the ball into the Southgate D. And Giles is going to try that right now. There we go. Looking Mugridge for his brace. But not given quite enough time there as Lum finds himself up the other side of the pitch and sends it off. Thomas Rhodes Young now. Finnegan. Finnegan drops the shoulder, really smart. Finds Crookshanks. So that was pretty close there, Webster. Lum's Guild slightly beaten, and if Lum hadn't have quite connected, that was a certain goal. But fortunately, the Kiwi player, having lost it, won it back. So we haven't seen the fireworks on the pitch from Southgate in this quarter. They got the goal, but they're just playing smart now. These goal advantage could make all the difference. It's not certain that a victory here will send them through to the top 6. It makes it likely. And that goal difference could really come in handy. So if they can see it off with only the 2 past them, could be really important. But it's Page now. Page to Axford. Axford's looking really good at the moment. And he wins a corner. Real credit to the Oxted players. They have not for a moment given up. And still they fight. Miller now back from his sit down. Finds Page. Page now back to Miller. Miller looking for someone to make that lead for him. But possibly tiredness beginning to play a part. But not for Page. He's like a dynamo. He's everywhere. A really good driving baseline run. Still going. And Southgate set. Brown's tying up a shoelace. The clock's ticking down. So, just out of shot. Walker's just pressing high down the right. Fantastic diving deflection there from Charlie Axford. And he managed to hold on to it. Won a hit for his player, and there was inches from a goal. A great whack across the face of the goal there. Set up by Axford, collared by Mugridge, and really nearly put in there by the Oxted forward. And sometimes hockey can be like that. Those margins, very fine. Talking centimetres. But with 3 minutes left, you'd think even if that had nailed against the back of the backboard, Southgate probably beginning to look comfortable. And another whistle and another card. And just beginning to lose a bit of discipline now. And that's Charlie Axford. I mean, he has worked incredibly hard for the last 10 minutes or so. But Oxted down to 10 men. Brown finds Middleton. Middleton hunting for that hat-trick, but he's be happy to set someone up as well. Bounces back to Stellini. Stellini, sticks everywhere. Hamilton saying he was impeded somehow. But the score remains Southgate 5, Oxted 2. Ball finds Jamie Batten, the captain. And there's Thomas Rhodes Young, a bit of an ooh from the crowd there. Page steps up. Chooses to work it round. Still happy to be patient as Crookshanks moves it to Williamson. Just looking to turn in there, but he lost it. Calnan picked it up. Now it's Bowie. He goes one-on-one. And he's adamant there that was booted off by Muggeridge. But it's a corner. Still Southgate press, looking for that one more goal. Still Bowie goes on. Another corner. Had a really good game, Bowie. Fresh from his appearances for England. Back to Bowie again. Saved by Dixon. And now ball fell to Ramshaw. Strong few minutes this for Southgate. A crunching strike from Hamilton sends it right across the P spot, but it ricochets out. Oxted have the ball. They go long, they go high. And Quan Brown takes it down. A crunching stick challenge. Oxted press forward. Calnan shoulder to shoulder. Leaves Axford on the ground. He's back from his sit down. He's had a rough few minutes. Ball to Ramshaw. Ramshaw collars the ball. A stunning tomahawk for his hat-trick goal. Ramshaw giving Dixon absolutely no chance. Look at that. Calnan really made that happen. But he gives it to Ramshaw. Ramshaw turns stick up. And there was some power on that strike. Electric stuff from the Southgate forward. And he'll enjoy watching that one back in the bar afterwards. Southgate 6, Oxted 2.
And the third goal for number 11, Matthew Ramshaw. And the final whistle goes. The score, Southgate 6, Oxted 2.
And the final whistle blows. And on that crunching tomahawk, Southgate walk away the victors. 6 goals to 2. Players shake hands. And we'll leave you with the highlights, but a really fascinating end-to-end game of hockey that will help determine Southgate, who will hope now to be in that all-important top 6 for the second half of the season. They're not there yet, but this really sets them on their way. Oxted, they'll head back around the M25. Disappointed they had their chances. Some really good play, some really strong challenges in the Southgate D, but they weren't quite able to take those chances. And we wish them a safe journey home and a good second half of their season. Although there's still 2 more games left for both sides before Christmas. Next week, Southgate taking on East Grinstead at home before they take to the pitch at St George's College with Old Georgians in the penultimate week of November. But for now, from Southgate Hockey Centre, from all of us who have provided the stream, Luke Collier, who's been doing the vision mixing, Andy Muir on the camera, Sajeev Saha, who's been doing all the video tagging, and DJ Wayne on the decks, we say thank you. And as the Southgate players come over to take their applause, we wish you a very good night. Hands together.
Well done to Southgate. A fantastic performance. And well done to Oxted. Superb game of hockey. Looking forward to seeing you in the bar after you've got your breath. Thank you to the board patrol. Thank you to the umpires. So to remind everyone, there will be a post-match presentation in about 10 minutes' time, where the balcony vote for most valuable player will be awarded. There's Indian food served in the car park. There's beer on tap. Some very good wines. We invite you to enjoy the hospitality here in Southgate. Next weekend, Southgate men return. Another home fixture against Eastern Princeton. Another big game. 6 p.m. push back. We look forward to welcoming you back to Trent Park Hockey Centre. But for now, thank you so much for coming. Safe journey back to Oxted. Their supporters from the pitching side. We'll see you very soon.
Yeah, good. Growing. Good luck. It,
It's exciting. That second quarter was amazing.
yeah, making goals as well. Ah, correct. Like to all these men?
We've just started.
Oh, right.
Quite new.
Yeah.
Never learned about it. Not help it. Doing it all in house.
Yeah. Now,
That's big. And there's a few bits to work on.
okay, there.